I wanted to bring up 9 too because you have these repeats. So these repeats mean, and this happens a lot in music, you'll play and when you see the dots you go back to the C. And you probably saw me like look at my hands for a little bit. It's not wrong. It's just that a lot of learners will just memorize the pattern and grasp that. So playing piano can definitely be a challenge if you don't have some sort of plan or curriculum, and that's what we're doing today. We're looking at lesson 4, so some of the skills you should have. You should check out my other videos that I recently launched in 2025 in January and February to get these skills down. But if you know piano fingering, if you know the note names of the keys, and if you know basic notes on the staff, then you're ready to go for this lesson. But if not, that's all right. You can always come back to it. Hi everybody, Jim from GrassRootsPiano. If you're new here, thanks for checking out my content. I love working with adult learners, older adult learners, and motivating you to play piano and all that good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate some of the exercises, but there's also a play along. To save time, I'm just gonna, some of them just touch upon to save time, and then you'll also hear and see me use the play along. And if you wanna support the channel, I have a 4-page PDF that goes with this with all the exercises, and then I have on page 4 some mega power tips. So thank you for supporting the channel. Hopefully you'll take advantage of the PDF. And I forgot, even though this is lesson 4, it's a little different from my Piano Foundations course, only because the Piano Foundation course we really get into all the nuts and bolts. This goal is to help you, or this lesson is to orientate you with the white keys, C and G position, knowing the names, and get you playing, which we need to do as well. All right, so we're gonna begin, and we're looking at 2 main hand positions. We're starting with number 1, with G position here, the right hand that is, and then the left hand, we're gonna orientate it here. So for reference, this is my middle C. So let's do that again. Number 1, I have treble clef, and I'm playing the right hand here, and then when I get to the exercise, the left hand, it's down here. So that is definitely gonna be different for those who've just been doing C position. That Elfer book does a lot of C position for many, many pages. So it's good to break it up. We're gonna start with number 1, and number 1 and 2, basically a warm up. Here I go, I'm gonna go slow. And then you're gonna play that for 4 bars. You'll hear that in the play along. To save time, you go right into the left hand. So this is just like what we've been doing for the last few weeks, except we are now in G position land. Number 2, you're gonna go into switching to C position. So if you notice right away, I did G position first because it's usually newer for the new learner. So you wanna orientate yourself with that. And you have the note head, middle C. And you're gonna do that 4 times, nice and even, and go slower. And then we have the left hand. Number 3, we go into it again, but we're thinking legato, and we're also thinking important technique tips, such as hands naturally curved. A lot of new learners, they will play like this. I've seen a lot of different type of motions, and we're just kind of awkward, or we want to play the right note, so we do this. Really strive for that curved hand, and you can do it if you do what? Slow down. All right, so I'm gonna demonstrate exercise 3 for just a little bit. It's just one hand, Jim. All right, exercise 3, one hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and legato. 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. When we get to exercise 4, same thing, G position, but now short and detached. And we've done this in the previous lesson, lesson 3, but it's good to really warm up and do that. And by the way, a lot of people, when they play staccato, sometimes they naturally speed up. That's why you want to take advantage of the play along, which you can slow down on YouTube, by the way. I am moving fast because this should be review, and I'm going to get into the harder ones very soon. 5, we're going to go ahead and just do legato, like this, 4 times. And by the way, you can practice this in different tempos. I'm just going at this natural speed. Yep, To make things congruent, 6, same thing. C position, staccato. If you're watching me from this angle, if you notice I'm not doing this. If you want to be good music readers, we have to feel confident and know where our hands are on the key. I can feel the raised key, so I know. The other thing you can geek out and see if you can find G position without looking. So this is a little harder. So I got the right hand. Now let's see if the left hand. Yeah, I got it. That's just because been around for a while. But it's normal to look down quickly, but see if you can orientate by feeling the raised keys. That's a little advanced, but keep it in the back of your mind. So then 7 is this. Nice even sound. And yep, when we get to 8, you're gonna get that count off and then the staccato. All right, this is where the fun begins. Number 9 I love because this is going to be a challenge, but I know you can do it. For the beginners, we are going to do G position first, right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3. See what I did there? Music is about movement. There's things happening. We've got a lot of keys here. It's time. You can do this. So we're starting off with the G and the half note with 2 counts. And then the half note with 2 counts again on the second bar. But guess what we're doing? We are floating to middle C. And we have a bit of time to do that. 2 beats to be exact. You can shortchange it. I'll demonstrate. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 if you want to do that. Shortchanging it means I played it more as a quarter note. But orientate yourself, get to the C position calmly and all that jazz, meaning don't panic, don't look up and down. If you catch yourself doing that, you might want to slow it down. So I'll demonstrate 9 when I go to the right and the left hand. So it's like this. Here I go. I am in G position, Jim. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, C. 4. Left hand. Now we're going to C. 4. And then repeat it. All right, the next one's a lot of fun. It's going to be tricky, I think, visually, but if you see how it lines up, it's not too big. The right hand is just doing what we've been doing for a million times already, but the left hand goes on 1 and 3. So 1, 2. And then we switch. 2. And that repeats. Same thing at 11, but G position, so you get that bar count off. And as I'm playing, I am thinking if you were in the lesson, I'd probably slow it down, but there's a lot of exercises. So I apologize if I'm going too fast. I just had some sugar, but still, you can slow it down. And I also don't want to make the lesson that long because you need to practice. These are all little bits of music. I'm taking little phrases that you're going to run into when you start learning pieces. So we're breaking it down in bite-sized chunks so we can digest stuff correctly. Exercise 12. C position, but now guess what? We are playing the C, E, G, broken chord, the 1 chord. Some would say we're arpeggiating. These are the strong notes in the scale. And that repeats, and then yes, we got to do what the right hand does, the left hand has to try. And then another power tip. This isn't something you would use all on practice session. You can break it down and say, okay, the next 3 days I'm doing 6 through 10, and then see how you're doing. Are you comfortable with stuff? I got all those notes in page 4 in the PDF, by the way. But you want to break it down. And then also another power tip is sometimes start off with the left hand. For instance, exercise 14, I'm having a hard time with, so I'm going to go slower. And left hand just doesn't like to always cooperate. Sometimes it's flat, fingers flailing, all that. And you know, teachers got to repeat themselves. It's worth repeating, because if we don't establish these strong goals now, we hit the wall, and it's not fun when we start getting to other stuff. 15. All right, so now we got the half notes in the left hand. 3. And so forth. All right, some of my favorites are coming up. 16, we are going to just do some quarter notes, C position, quarter note chords in the right hand. I was misbehaving. I kind of wanted to add some flavor, but it's just written basic. You don't need to do that, but it's good to jam. You can if you like. All right. By the way, would you mind hitting the like button if you're liking my content? And 17, see what we're going here? We're going to do. Excuse me. All right, so 16 and 17, one of the things I want to talk about, when you're playing the chord, you might do something like this or something twisting and awkward. Play it broken a little bit. Each day it will get better. So really try to use the weight of the hand, reach out, leave a comment, because I've seen a lot of beginners kind of do this, or this is an interesting one. I've seen this with younger people more, where we kind of do this. Maybe I should make that a thumbnail. All right, so 18 and 19, same thing as 16 and 17, except it's G position. And you can really challenge yourself with the play along. The chord note is, I think, 72 beats per minute. And if you can play with me and you have 4 beats to get to the new position, that will be really good for you. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is 18. That repeats, and so forth. 19 goes, and so forth. And we made it 20. I love 20. I actually wanted to misbehave and add more, but that's at another video. I'm trying to keep this very beginner friendly. 20, we have quarter notes, left hand, right hand. Second measure. And guess what's going to happen? To the G. Back to the C. And you know, you probably saw me like look at my hands for a little bit. It's not wrong. It's just that a lot of learners will just memorize the pattern and grasp that, so they're losing the connection. Another thing you can do, I don't know if the camera will do justice, but when I'm playing, I'll keep my head aligned so my body's not getting tense, but I'll move my eye. You won't be able to see this, but I'll move my eyes a little bit, just glancing down. So it's kind of like here, there's the music, and then I'm glancing down like that. That's normal to do. All right, so now I'm going to just do a little show and tell on the PDF, because you're going to want to understand some of these symbols if you're new, and then you'll also see it in the play along. I really would love feedback. I'm more than happy to do other videos like this, but I need to know how you like it, because I'm here for you to learn and all that stuff.
All right, here we are looking at the PDF. If you decide to get this, there's some great perks with this 4-page PDF. All right, so you're going to see in the music, and if you look at the play along, the notes will be on the screen too, and it might be big enough to see, but again, the PDF might be much easier. You're going to have count-offs between each exercise, and that is for you to prepare to look ahead. And I also have a little fun drum track, if you will. All right, we start off with G position, and everything is self-explanatory. I wanted to just bring up certain things. You're going to see this if you become a reader in piano playing. This is a measure repeat. And I did that to save space. I didn't want to have, instead of 4 pages, it would be 6 or 7 pages, or I have to make the font really small, and that defeats the purpose of a printout. So this is a measure repeat. And I do give a little guide note here, excuse me. and we have G. We're not too worried about the eighth notes. You can come as 1 and 2 in, but this is more of a finger coordination exercise and eye work as far as getting the notes on the line or space. And everything is sequential. There's no fancy fingering, no skipping. So you'd start with your 1 finger, and then when we go down here after 4 bars, and you'll hear it in the play along, you go to your 5 finger on G. And then we go to the count off is C, and it's C position. So you have to orientate yourself to get ready for the new hand position. So 1 and 2 is kind of like a warm up, and it's just to get you warmed up in regards to the orientation on the keyboard and where I'm working in the range of this exercise. Number 3, you got legato. And for those newer learners, you have a nice slur here. So that means smoothly connected. And then we do the same thing in the left hand. So I keep everything kind of congruent, making sure that you're learning in a stepwise way. Staccato, we got number 4, nice short movements. So you hear that in the play along. And then of course, a little of both hands. All right, so with lesson 4, I do a little review. And sometimes I'll kind of camouflage it and just change something a little bit, just so you're learning, you're not overwhelmed. All right, so number 6, we get the articulation. In this case, we're just thinking about staccato and legato. And 6 and 7 are similar except C position, G position. So it's pretty self-explanatory. I just wanted to talk about a few things with the percent repeat there. But 9 is one of my favorites. I wanted to bring up 9 too because you have these repeats. So these repeats mean... and this happens a lot in music. You'll play, and when you see the dots, you go back either to the beginning or where you see these dots, the ending repeats. So it's a certain phrase. That's done for many reasons. One of them is I didn't have to take more space on the page in this case. All right, so this is really cool because you're playing, and then you have your half note here, and that's a longer note, so you can go ahead and switch the positions. What else? Everything else is the same. Then we got a little rhythm independence. This isn't too hard. I will go over that in the breakdown lesson. And then 12 and 13, we get into creating some chords. So this is like bite-sized lessons, just getting little fragments on what you're going to see when you start playing songs and pieces. And you're getting these notes down. That is really cool. It's like a kind of a music multivitamin. All right, and then with... arpeggios between C position, G position, 16, 17, we have chords. And then we switch to the G position again. So everything complements each other. It's really important what you do with one hand. You want to really try to strive with the other one. All right. And then 20, we have back and forth. And then I have a secret page, page 4, with lots of tips and other information that I'm sharing with you if you decide to buy this PDF. All right. So get practicing, get playing. There's all those words. Teachers like to think.
Two, number 1, and... Thank you. Hopefully this was helpful. And you know what? If you want to dig deeper, definitely reach out. I have this course and I'm still adding to it. I switched platforms so I can add and see what learners want. So I'm kind of tailoring it to the group of learners that I have right now. And that's what it's about, to help you grow and enjoy music at any age. Bye-bye. Keep playing, keep listening, keep practicing. So long.